Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Today we're going to be making a kind of a tri-fold journal insert and or a happy mail type of thing. So let me show you the prototype and then we're going to walk through how to create it. I've already pulled out all of my supplies or potential supplies. I've already cut my paper down to fit. And that will make more sense as we move along. But just to save time, this is going to be a lengthy video because I'm going to do stitching around it and that kind of thing. So it is going to be a little bit more of a longer video. So, but this is the prototype. So let me show you an envelope that I used. I don't want to pull it from out from under if I don't have to. Oh, there's one. So I got these. I can't remember if I got these at the store at Hobby Lobby or if I got them on Amazon, but I'll be sure to link in the supply list. But it's just basically a trifold card. The paper is fairly thick. It's cardstock thick, so it's really, really sturdy. So the papers that I'm using to cover it are going to just be prints on regular copy paper, the thinner copy paper, because I don't want to bulk it up any more than it is already going to be using this heavier stock. So again, this is the prototype. So the outside, I just took a piece of Sari Silk and I wrapped it around after I had put an eyelet here to hold the closure. Decorated the front here a little bit, this gate fold. And then inside we have, this is most of this is from My Porch Prints, these digitals. In fact, I think all the digitals are from My Porch Prints. So I've got a couple of, I've got a pocket that I made with a little file folder. This also is a pocket. I didn't put anything in there yet, but we could certainly do that. A couple of pieces of ephemera to write on the back. I did not back these with, oh, I did back that one with another piece of paper. On this one that we're going to do, I did, back the journal cards with coffee dyed paper already because I love that look. I personally love to write on the back of something that's not completely white. So that's what I did. I've got a couple little tags with some Sari Silk. Really, really basic, really easy. It's just time consuming because when you're making it in real time without pre-cutting, there's just a lot of measuring and cutting. So these measure, I believe that this part was, the flaps are 2.5, I believe, inches, 2.5 inches. And then I believe this was 7. Yeah. So, so it's actually in total, it's 5 by 7. So really nice size. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside here really quick and we're going to get to it. I'll be speeding through the unnecessary parts. You don't need to see me inking and all of that. I did not do any inking as of yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get those supplies out just so that I'm ready though. I've already got my art glitter glue and my Fabri-Tac, and I've got a bunch of ephemera pieces here. Sorry, my camera's crooked. I've got some Sari Silk for the closure, just some bits of ephemera that I'm hoping to use. I pulled these out of my charm thing. I'm hoping that I can utilize those. I'll probably have to put a jump ring on them or something, but pulled those out. Just bits and pieces of lace, some rickrack that goes with it, some brads. Let me see if I can grab all those before they float away. Where's the fourth one? I know there's a fourth one here somewhere. Where'd it go? Ah! Oh, I already pulled a dangle, so we won't be using those other pieces that I just showed you because we've already got one. So, well, that's interesting. I can't find the other brad, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll turn up here somewhere. And just bits and pieces of scraps to make some kind of clustery ephemera interest on the different parts. I made this little flower with a punch. It's 3 layers of the different kinds of paper from this kit. This is actually I believe it's Rustic Boho from the Digital Loon. But again, I'll be sure to firm that up in my supply list so that if you're interested in it, you can find it. So, oh, there's the fourth brad. It was stuck in the lace. Okay. Already 5 minutes in and we haven't done anything. Oh, let's get going. So again, I've pre-cut all my pieces and I've kind of organized them in such a way that I can tell where on the on this trifold piece that they're going to go. So this is the outside flaps. These are the inside flaps with little pockets and tags. Some journaling cards. This is another thing for a dangle. Not sure if I'm going to use that, but we'll see if we can use it with that little dragonfly piece. So these are the pieces that I already copy dyed. When I get to stitching around the trifold, I'll also be stitching around these. I only used a glue stick, so the paper's not gonna stay on. So we have that. And then this is the base of the inside, this piece here, that again measures 5 by 7. You do want to cut it slightly smaller just so that you don't affect the folding of the sides, so it doesn't get too bulky. So there we go. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm thinking I'm going to just go ahead and ink everything now that I need to, hopefully not mess up everything in the order that I've got going on here. It works really well for me to select and pre-cut these things because it just feels we're in control. So here we go. And I'll go ahead and fast forward through all of the inking for you. I do have this piece of really hard cardboard that I'm going to use to ink my edges. And the reason for that is because this is just copy weight paper, regular copy weight. So only 20 pounds. So it's really thin and hard to ink. So here we go. Okay, those are all inked now. I'm not sure why my camera keeps moving. So we're going to start assembling this. And again, I will be stitching around, but I'll do that off camera. My sewing machine is not in a place where I can actually film with it in screen. So we're going to start with the base of the inside, which is this piece of paper. Again, this is from Rustic Boho Kit. I'm going to be just using a glue stick because I am going to be sewing. So we're going to go ahead and get this glued in. I like to turn my paper just so that I can, this is easier for me to I spy if I'm getting it even or not, which I'm not. So let's see here. Doesn't have to be precise. Nobody's going to be doing an examination of your project. This does end up being a little bulky, which is why I said in the intro it might be an item for Happy Mail. So do that, and then this is a piece of ephemera that's going to go up here, so I probably won't be sewing that, so I'm just going to set it aside. This is a little pocket that we're going to put here on the bottom. It is just on regular copy paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do all the sewing, and this stuff is all going to stay where it's supposed to stay so that I can just sew one time rather than trying to secure things. Whoops, that was wrong. Doggone it. We're going to have to improvise, guys, because I put glue on it. Let me go ahead and back that with some copy dyed paper. I have done that before. It's supposed to be a pocket, so let me grab a piece of copy dyed paper. Goodness gracious. It's early in the morning here, guys. That's always my excuse, though, isn't it? We're just going to go ahead and we're going to get a little bit more glue. Just, whoops. And just go ahead and go with this and just back it with some copy dyed paper. That will stabilize it without giving it too much bulk. So there's always a workaround, guys. Don't panic. There we go. Scissors. Go ahead and cut this really quick. And this time we're not going to glue the top. Silly, silly me. All the all the mistakes on camera are that's how we learn. So it doesn't bother me one bit that I do that, because projects just don't go seamlessly. I mean, we'd like to think that they do, but we all make mistakes, and it's nice to be able to see how we can resolve those kind of on the fly. So let's go ahead and glue this. I'm going to hold the top so that I can make sure that oh, actually I just, I was thinking, I guess I do still need to glue it, because I don't know how they do that. I'm going to go ahead and use art glitter glue on this and just take my chance with the sewing machine. So, because I don't want to get glue from the glue stick anywhere but on this edge. So sorry, that's kind of off camera. I need to adjust the camera, guys. I'll do that in a second. Having to lean way forward to get this in screen. So let's just get that in place. It's a little bit crooked and cut, but that's okay. It's a boho kind of thing. Simple. So there we've got our pocket. So I'm going to adjust the camera here just a minute. I need to bring it a little bit closer. There we go. To my body. Okay, so that's that. So what are our inside covers? These are the outside flaps, so these are the inside. So we're going to go ahead and get these in place as well. Doesn't matter, you know, which side. You guys can, you know, you decide for yourself how you want yours to be laid out. I think that writing is upside down. I can't tell. Nope, that's right side up. So we're going to get our glue stick. Actually, yeah, I had a piece of parchment paper over here yesterday to kind of use to do this gluing, but I'm not worried about it. And let's see. Oh, Lordy. Which way? It's kind of hard to read, so there we go. All right, we're just going to line that up. And again, we're not butting it right up against that this part here, because we don't want to create bulk in the folding. So there's that. We're going to glue our little pocket on. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of art glitter glue because that's the only place I want this glue, and hopefully it won't give my sewing machine trouble. I haven't had any trouble so far, unless I just didn't wait for things to dry appropriately. So go ahead and set that in the middle. I do like to come up just a little bit from this edge. If you can see that, I kind of let that other that edge of the paper underneath show, if that makes any sense. And then our little tag is going to go in there, but we need to sew around that. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to do our other flap. Whoa. Again, let's see which way is right. This is the right way. Right side up. You do want to make sure that you do that correctly, especially if you have writing. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and glue our pocket on as well. And we'll do our front flaps, and then we'll sew. Go from there for decorating. This isn't actually taking as long as I thought it would. Probably just because I'm all pre-cut here, which is an advantage for you all, because you know how to cut and measure and all that stuff. So there is our inside. And I'm going to go ahead and put the front flaps on, and then we're going to sew. So here's our front flaps. Otherwise known as the outside flaps. And let's see, I think I'll go opposite, so I'm going to put this one this way. Just trying to get it as even as possible, but don't be concerned about perfection. It's not a big deal. We are getting ready for a little mini trip to the beach. My brother-in-law lives in Tillamook, Oregon, so we're going to go to his place and stay for the weekend, which is going to be lovely with not all of my kids, but two of the families, and they're going to camp out in the backyard. We're going to stay in the house because I'm old. There we go. So I'm looking forward to that. Haven't been to the beach in a while. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and do my stitching, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done all my stitching. It went pretty well. Because this is a boho kind of folio, I decided to go ahead and leave my strings hanging out. I really like that. So I've went ahead and stitched around both of my cards there that are going to go in the pockets, as well as the journal cards here. I did have a little bit of trouble. I love the backs. Isn't that beautiful? Got a little tangle here. Let me see if I can pull that through. There we go. On the actual folio, my machine tried to stick here, and so I've got a really uneven line there, but it's okay. I love the look of it. I love the stitching that shows on places like this where you don't have anything on it. You could totally decorate the back of this if you were going to have it be kind of just tucked into the journal, but if you were going to glue it down, you wouldn't need to do anything on the back. So we're going to go ahead and just play around, put our stuff in the center or in the pockets here, and then love it, love it, love it. And then we've got one little card here. Hopefully I can get it in there. Get my metal ruler here. I can make some space there. Not sure why that's happening. Unless there was some glue on that. There was some glue on that back of that paper. There we go. That should fix it. Stick that in there, nice and snug. Love that. And then let's see if we can get this one in on the other side. Same dealio. Let me just use my ruler to get this in here and open that up a little bit. And let's stick that in there too. It's a little tight. Not sure why it's so tight. I must have glue over here further than the other side. Just gonna kind of see if I can make some space. There we go. It is okay. That might sticks up a little bit more maybe, but that's all right. So there we have the interior of our folio. On the outside, we're going to go ahead and do our I'm going to take this stuff out just because I'm going to do my little eyelet thing there. So I want to make sure that I can do that. And I'm actually thinking on this one, I might want to do two and just do a front tie, because then I don't lose some of this landscape. I love how these are opposite. That turned out really good. So let me go ahead and get my crocodile out here, and we're going to go ahead and make a hole first. So we need to push this back to the big hole. So that's the setting here, the 3/16 setting. And I'm going to mark these because I want to make sure that I get it even. I get it in the same place. So let's see if I can do that. So this was 7 inches, right? 7 inches, so we need to go 3.5. 3.5 for our little holes. So let's put one there and one there. And that should be good. I'm just going to double check here, just using my ruler, make sure that we're okay. 3.5, and it's a little bit off, but they're even, so that's the main concern. So again, we're going to punch our holes for, I actually have to put it this way now, because I've got a mark to match up to here. And I'm just going to bring this down and Go ahead and punch that. And then the other side. Hopefully they'll still be even. I'm kind of new at this, so hopefully it will be all right. So let me just push that back. I need to grab a couple of eyelets. I forgot to do that. They're right behind me, nice and handy. No sweat. I'm going to see if I've got any interesting colors in here. Looks like I've got orange. The orange would be nice. Let's do that. So let's see. Whoa. Put one in this side. It can be a little bit hard to get through that thicker, again, this is really heavy cardstock that this folio is made out of, so I'm going to go ahead and move this up. So to go ahead and do the crimping, we're going to move this all the way up to the front. If you haven't ever used a crocodile, they are amazing. I love it. I got it for Christmas, I think, finally, which made me very happy. Anything to make the studio creating easier. So it makes just a beautiful, beautiful hole there. Love it. And then let's get the second one in here. There we go. Put that aside. All right. So now's the fun part. We can do a little bit of decorating. They're a little bit off. Look at that. Oh well, it's okay. It is okay. Not a big deal. So I need to pull some words out. I want to do some embellishing with some words, but I want it to kind of fit with the style here. So I'm going to try to find something that goes with this kind of look. Oh, I like that one. Cherish. I'm just going to pull a couple of them out here and see what I like best. Imagine, I like that. Start with that. I may need more, but I'll go ahead and cut these down a little bit because they are always really long, which I guess is nice if you want your sentiment to be longer, but I don't. I generally like them to be kind of petite. Go ahead and ink that. Oops. Not exactly sure what I'm doing here with the embellishing yet, but we can explore that together here in a second. There we go. So I've got a variety of things. So I have a little bit of rickrack that I thought would be fun to put on here just to kind of accent things a little bit. I like that right there. Or do I like this one better? I think I do like the blue better. So let me go ahead and make this even here. Even Steven. Oh, there we go. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and glue that on with some Fabri-Tac. I've never used rickrack in this way before. I only used it with actual sewing, so this should be interesting. I just actually got this at Hobby Lobby. Their lace and all their lace and ribbon was 50% off, so I did go and get a little bit more. Not that I really needed more, but kind of getting into some of the funner kind of boho colors is what I was kind of going for. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there and make sure it's centered as much as I can. I'm going to use my, sorry I'm off screen there, I don't want to get the back of this icky. So using my towel to kind of press that down, that works out really well. And I love the Fabri-Tac because you do have a little bit of time to move that a little bit. And then I don't want to do too much with the embellishing because I don't want anything to kind of get in the way of all the beauty. But I do want this, I do love this flower, so I'm going to put that flower over there, probably on a little piece of lace. And shall we use this lace? This is one of my favorites. They didn't have this one at Hobby Lobby today, or yesterday when I was there. So they must be out of stock on it, but it's one of my favorites because you could use it whole or kind of break it down. I don't know if that really does it for me though. Maybe we should put it down here. Kind of go over that rickrack. I like that. I do like that, kind of. Don't want it. We don't want it to get it. It could go here by itself, which I think I'll do just to give a little bit of. Oh no, this was supposed to go there, which is not going to get in the way of the pocket. So I think I'll do that. I love that. So let's go ahead and get this glued on. I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue, because I'm not going to be stitching around this. My machine did not like that glue. It probably would help if it dried a little bit, I guess. I'm not sure, but it definitely got kind of hung up there, and it didn't want to allow me to move the material or the paper through, so go ahead and put that there. I just dropped that on. Hopefully it's not too crooked. There we go. I think I want to kind of go down here on the flower because I think I'll put a word up there. I like that right there. This is going much easier than I thought. Really kind of lovely. And let's go ahead and put that there. And again, normally I would put something under this just to kind of give it a little bit of interest, but I don't want anything to get in the way of the pocket. So, because these are going to go in there, boho sole. And so it's only when you take them out, obviously, that you're going to be able to see what's behind it, but that's all right. And then put that one in there. Lovely. And so what do we want to do here? We can do a little bit of embellishing here. So maybe we'll trim this lace up just a little bit more and put our word on it. Create a little bit of a cluster here, because I did pull some little scraps out that I thought would be fun to make a cluster. So let me do that really quick. Just tear these down a little bit. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I love the cluster look. So I like to be able to bring in different textile kinds of materials into that. So we've got that piece, and then I think maybe a piece of coffee dyed paper, which is a little bit big. Actually, this is the edge of one of the digitals. It's not coffee dyed. Kind of do a little cluster down here. I don't want to take away from that flower too much. So like so, and then we can maybe use a little bit of the yellow here just as a little accent behind the, it's kind of looks a little bit weird because there's no yellow in this at all, so I'm going to change my mind on that and do a little bit of the blue. This is all crinkly though. I'm going to grab another piece, guys. Hold on. It's all right. Kind of do that, do a little bit of layer in there, and then a little piece of the lace. Actually, now I want a bigger piece because I'm got a bigger area there. I love this. It doesn't bulk it up too much. I love the look, so I'm going for it. Actually, it's a little bit big now. I don't want to cover up that flower completely. Kind of just have it offset there would be lovely. So let me go, didn't turn my Fabri-Tac over, so Let's see if it'll flow to the tip very quickly. Oh, we got all kinds of mess here. Hang on. What's the deal here? Look at what I've got going on here. It's all kinds of glue on the outside of that. Okay, let's try again. I need to fill this bottle up. It's getting kind of low. I just bought another bottle, got it, I think 50% off at Joann's, so I don't ever pay full price for that stuff. So there we go. And oh, we also have these little stamps that I use my little scissors on to create that stamped edge. Oh, let's see. My little fumble fingers here right now. Oh, come on, Renee. So what I do is typically put it in this bottle upside down, and then I don't have to fuss with that. For some reason I'm having trouble remembering to do that. Get that piece on. This piece on. And how about the little rickrack here? That was a lot easier. There. And I think we'll put this stamp right there. Just like so. And I think we need a word there, so how about we do cherish? We'll just kind of put it right there. We may only use, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the little pockets here, if we're going to keep it really simple and not do anything there. I'm not sure. Like that. We do have this, I do have this butterfly that I wanted to use because I thought it was really pretty. So I think we will go ahead and ink that up. We may put this one on the front. We'll look in just a second. I'll try to remember to link the butterflies. I got these from an Etsy shop and I love them. Okay, let's look at the front here. About right there. I was thinking I want a little bit of that rickrack. Let's think about this. Kind of bring that out and about here. I'm not sure. I do like it a lot though. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it. I need to measure though. I don't want more than I need. Just want to go down to the sew line here. Some Fabri-Tac on here. We are going to be done in no time. Okay. Get my little towel here to push. And again, this is just really handy because then you don't get glue all over your fingers. So I like that. I like that a lot. And so let's go ahead and put our butterfly up here. I really love that. It almost makes it so that I could add some of that yellow in. I might do that. That yellow, what's it called? Rickrack? I think it's called rickrack. Put that butterfly there. Give it a good press because I'm putting it over that rickrack. Make sure it sticks. Sorry, I'm kind of off screen there, or out of frame. Okay, so I like that. But I'm really thinking now that this orange rickrack would be the ticket. Look at that. You know what? I'm not going to do the yellow. I'm not going to do it. It's too much on the front. So the other things that I have is I had this little flower that I made that I thought we could put maybe on a pocket right there. I did pull some other brads out thinking I might use them, but I think I'm not going to. So let's go ahead and attach this little flowery thing. Next time I would punch this with a heavier stock of paper because it's really flimsy, but for this purpose it'll be fine. Really wanting to get those edges really secure so they're not affected by the use of the pocket. And what about this pocket? Should we do a little bit of a stamp on there? It doesn't really show up, does it? Or maybe up here. You know what? I think we're good there. I think I'm just going to put the word imagine over here on this side and be done with the decorating. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with the closure and our little dangle. So I'm just going to put imagine right there. A little bit more simple, like so. And so what I have out, it's not exactly the color. I mean, I guess it sort of is. It goes with it, but this was from, I think I bought these beads actually just as they are, and I just took them apart. It was like a big chain, but I've already put a bulb pin on it, which makes it really handy, which you can just attach to your Sari Silk. So I just almost feel like there's something else we need here on the front of this, but nothing seems to be really, nothing seems to fit. Maybe that. Let's just use it. Let's just go for it. Just a little bit of the stamp there. Perfect. Okay. I also had this kind of as an idea for a dangle, but I think this already has enough going on, so we're not going to use that. So let's get some Sari Silk. I did cut it kind of big because I was thinking I would go around like I did on the other one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have it tie here in the front, I'm thinking. So I don't want to cut it too short though, so let's see how this would work. Let's go in this hole and up through this hole. It's way long, isn't it? Definitely don't need that. I'm going to cut this piece off because it's one where it's sewn there. I don't want it to be too big, but I don't want it to be too long either. So how about there? I use those scraps, so not to worry about that. Just going to tie this in a little bow. Like so. A little bit long on one side here. Just cut that. There we go. There is our little book. Absolutely beautiful. Again, you could glue this right into your journal. Actually, this is not very thick. Can you see that, guys? Even if I don't, I mean, it's bowed probably just because this could be, probably use a good press to get it nice and crisp. It's got a little bulk here because of that, the embellishments and then that little flower that we glued there, but it's quite all right. So let me go ahead and just attach our little dragonflies here to our Sari Silk. I'm wondering where to attach it actually, because maybe we'll attach it here on this side of this hole, because I don't want it to be affected by the opening and closing and untying, tying and untying. of the bow. So there we go. There she is. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to know all the supplies I used, I do link them over on my blog over at B.Rebornart.com. If you liked the video, would you give it a thumbs up? That just helps other people to be able to see it. People seem to be enjoying what I'm creating these days, and so I would love to be able to get the word out to others. So I would appreciate you going ahead and giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what I'm creating, I would encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to be notified of when I post a new video. I am posting pretty much 3 times a week right now. When I head back to school for my job, that'll probably change a little bit just because I have a lot of time on my hands right now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.